All right, what do you think here? So, how have you found Jace to be power wise in this format?
I think Jace is fantastic. I think that it's very, very good value. And I've I've lost to my opponent top taking Jace when I
Seriously?
Ashiok them out of the game. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
He's
I Ashiok them. They had a they had 2 cards left. Top deck Jace. And I lost.
wow. That's
Yeah.
brutal. That would have been a highlight for sure.
Yeah. I definitely need to get into YouTube for sure. I'm just haven't been doing that.
Taskmaster, I think, is less good than I would have given it credit for initially. I think it's an excellent card, but it's just not as
Yep.
powerful as it looks. I think Grateful
Exactly.
Apparition, though, is as powerful as it looks. It's been
Yes.
incredible for me in every deck that, especially white-green weenies with Proliferate. That card has been a game changer. I think Eternal's good, but I think it's a tier below. So for me, it's between Jace and Apparition.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I'm pretty happy just to pick up Jace here. I think that Jace
Okay.
is pretty powerful if we're main blue, which quite often,
Main Blue is good in
which
this format,
can be. Yeah, it is.
although Triple Blue is really prohibitive. So,
But it's okay.
A
Like there's stuff to
manipulation
fix it.
of the mind.
all right, how do you feel about Arlen or Merfolk Skydiver? Both of them pretty good. Merfolk Skydiver's not been as good as I would have thought it would be. It's been good for me,
Hmm.
but like it like never goes off for me. Like my opponent occasionally wins a game by proliferating with Merfolk Skydiver for when I can't deal with
Hmm.
it, but like it never works for me. But
True.
could be good. Arlen green. I mean, either of them are speculating green, right? Are you
Yep.
potentially looking at dismissal? It feels like a low enough power level card compared to the other two that I wouldn't. I would be looking at Merfolk Skydiver or Arlen here.
I am looking at dismissal
Hmm.
actually. I think that I think that it's hard to say that the power level of it's low. Like it I mean, yes, the power level isn't high, but it's a very, very solid high impact card, I guess. Even if the power level isn't high, which is a weird thing to say.
Weird. You take it
But
over Skydiver or Arlen here?
so my only problem with taking Merfolk Skydiver or Arlen is that I think green's a scam.
I don't think green is a scam in War of the Spark. That's interesting.
Yeah. So for me, green is the worst color by far in War of the Spark. And when I say by far, I'm over exaggerating. I think the balance is quite reasonable in the set.
All right, I'm gonna
Um.
apologize to you up front, Dusty. I've got food in front of me.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll mute the mic on stream as I eat that, but I'm
Okay.
gonna be you might hear me chewing, so my
Oh yeah,
apologies.
yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So you would I will go with your pick on this. As I said, the whole point of inviting someone onto
Yeah.
my channel from my perspective is the diversity of opinion. So you would forgo one of these cards, which are like this card is like a
Hmm.
guaranteed value card, and this card
Sure.
is pretty strong too. And you'd take Callous Dismissal here.
I mean, it's very interesting. I think that Callous Dismissal is the competitive pick. I think that Callous Dismissal is also a pick that's kind of leaning too much on our first color. Because we're not locked into blue by any means. And Merfolk Skydiver and Arlene are definitely better cards than Callous Dismissal, but they're green.
So you would
So
just because you hate green so much.
yeah.
All
I
right, well,
actually do hate green.
tell me what you pick. I will go with your pick on this. This is interesting to me.
Man. Like the thing is that I think for me it's between Callous Dismissal and Skydiver. I think that Arlene is very good as well, but like if we're green, I don't know. Like we
Jesus,
are
though, if you
also
talk
already
about
have a Jace.
overcommitting, though, right? So, like, if okay, so you think Skydiver
Yeah,
is just better than Arlen, is what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay,
I definitely do. But I think
then
Arlene's a great card as well.
okay, because I guess when we may or may not play Jace, Jace is not splashable, and it's not, and we're not, as you said, we're not in blue. So for me,
Sure,
like when I look at this, I go, okay, this is more of the stuff that we're already doing and a
sure.
powerful card. This is opening up green as a powerful color and a powerful card, and this card would be kind of like lower
If
tier for
we're
me compared to the other two. So
yeah, but if we're blue, we're always playing Callous Dismissal kind of thing.
yes, if we're blue, we're always playing Callous Dismissal. So
Yeah, I
I'll
think
go for
it's
either. Your call.
mhm. I think it's Dismissal for me. Yeah. Somewhat of a conservative pick as well, I think.
Yeah. I think we gave up a higher power level pick for this, so this is in
Yep,
blue for
for
sure.
sure.
This is an easy pick with our previous pick so far. Both these cards are good. This card's very annoying. I lost the game to this
Yep.
recently. And this card is decent. Can be very good if it goes off, but I mean, we can't get away from Kazmina. Kazmina is amazing, right?
Yep, and I think that Challenger Troll is the best green card here, but Bloom Hulk is the second best card.
Hmm. You take
Mo'u,
Bloomhulk over Swolu?
yeah, definitely, definitely. I think Bloom Hulk is one of the few good green cards, actually.
Hmm.
You have like Pollen Bright Druid, Bloom Hulk, and you have band together as the good green commons, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
I think you've played quite a bit more War of the Spark than I have at this point, so I'm interested to hear the second opinions on these. What do you think? What do you like? Do you like that angel, by the way?
I I do like that angel, but I don't think that it's a high pick. I think it's a good filler card,
Yeah.
but it's so easy to find a 6-drop in this format, and you really only want like 1 or 2. So I almost never pick Sunblade Angel. I think that it's very powerful. I
I
don't
never
really
get to it.
care. I don't really care that it dies to the small removal because at that point in the game, like it's unlikely for them to have small removal. So it usually doesn't die to small removal. But yeah, I would definitely rather pick like Tybalt here or Gateway Plaza even because we do have a Jace.
Those are the only 2 cards I'm even looking at. I think in
Yep.
this, if you're shying so far away from green, I don't hate the Grizzly, although it's gone down in my valuation since I first looked at it. But for me, it's between Tybalt and Plaza. Do you have a
Yep.
preference? Plaza leaves
I'm
us
probably
way open.
just
Tybalt's only kind of mediocre, in my opinion.
I like Tybalt a lot actually. I think Tybalt is the more powerful card. Gateway Plaza is kind of this safer pick.
The only thing to
Yeah,
fear
I like
is-
Tybalt as well. Yeah.
well,
Is there any world in which we don't take the weird?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of this Bulwark Giant, by the way.
You're lying to me right now.
No, I love this card. I
You're
love
straight
it.
up lying to me.
I love this card. I think I've played a deck with 4 of these in it.
I think you're trying to bait me into agreeing with you so that then I'll look really bad on stream when you're like, no, just kidding. You're
No,
trying to
no,
bully
no.
me
I'm
on my
definitely
own
not just
stream and
kidding.
I'm onto
Like
you.
my chat can definitely vouch for me. But yeah, I mean this pick is just Spellkeeper weird. I think Mana Geode is like a second close pick. But yeah. Just pointing it out. Yeah, there's a Burning Prophet here. There's also Spark Reaper. Spark Reaper has gone up a lot for me.
I think
This is a
this
card.
card is incredible.
Yeah.
This card gets pushed towards me a little bit because we have picked up red and blue red is one of my favorite. If you want to play to Bolt, which I think is totally reasonable, then this card seems to fall naturally. But I agree between
Yeah.
these two with maybe a nod to the Gateway Plaza.
Yeah, I think in this format, Demir is what I prefer to be when I'm blue. Like, I think Demir is just the best, better than Is It. But yeah, with Tybalt, I think that makes a lot of sense. Just pick a Burning Prophet. Burning Prophet is very good. Well,
Yeah, you like that second profit?
yep. And if that wasn't there, I'd probably just pick Guild Globe, I guess.
Yep, Go Globe's a nice. It's not really nice fixing. It's kind of fucking annoying. Wow, it's a
It's a
late
filler.
Electromancer. I'm pretty happy about
Yep.
that. Card's
Electromancer is
great.
pretty busted.
Yeah, card's amazing. This was my pack 1 pick 1 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Nice, nice, nice.
Card's so good. So we would actually like to build some spells. This card is not a card as far as I can tell.
Nope, I've tried a lot. It hits hard, but it's not always good.
It's a 6-mana goddamn whatever the hell it is. The 3 that's costs 3 in every other set. Like the 2 damage is so irrelevant. Anyways.
I'll get the win.
Yeah. So between these two for me, and the only reason why I'm even looking at this is because we want to start building spell count a little bit with a weird
Yep.
and an Electromancer. So the Strix is fine, but we have a bunch of other 2-drops. I think I might take the first Time Twist. Do you have a different
That's
thought?
interesting. I'm actually fine with either. I think I would have just defaulted to the Strix, but I definitely can see the Time Twist, and I think it's better. Like we have 2s, yeah.
We have ETBs, right? We have 2
Yep.
Planeswalkers at ETB that we were happy with resetting, and we have an Electromancer, and this
Yep.
Time Twist triggers both the Profits, the...
Sure.
Yeah, so anyways. Okay.
Yeah. That's
To answer chat's question, how long have I been playing Magic for? I played as a kid, but I'm 35, and the last time I played as a kid was 13 or something. So, and then I've been playing since July, otherwise.
Ooh,
So-
nice. Okay.
About a year now, I guess. All right, you like Globe or Transmutation? This is sideboarding, so Transmutation is not
Yep,
entirely
that is
useless.
definitely a sideboard card. That is entirely a sideboard card,
Yeah, I
and
agree,
it's
100%.
not even that good of a sideboard card. But
Agree. It's so often
I-
just 2-for-1s you.
I think I just like the Guild Globe here.
Okay.
It's so different, right? Because someone in my chat asked me yesterday why I hate Casmina's Transmutation, but I'm fine with Deep Freeze in Dominaria. Just because I guess like the 1/1 still very relevant. Like if you make something a 1/1, and the thing is that you can't transmutation things with counters, kind of thing.
Sorry, I have a full mouth right now.
That's all good.
I think also the other thing is flyers. They're very different in this format than they are in Dominaria.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think for me it's probably just Strix here. No escape probably. Yeah, I also like
Talking about it,
boarding No Escape.
I just lost a game recently to a you know that stupid Hydromancer, the 4/4 that gets counters.
Yeah.
My opponent played, I don't remember which Planeswalker it is, 7 loyalty Planeswalker that and then followed up with the turn after casting that thing to make it an 11/11, then stealth missioned it. I'm like, okay, I guess I won't interact with this game at all, thanks.
Yep.
But
Your
hilarious.
job
Anyways,
wizards. Unblockable. Yeah, Blind Blast seems fine. Yep, so for the board.
they can't give away those transmutations, can they? Ooh, that card is actually very good.
So I posted my tier list once again on Reddit, and there are people in chat asking me why I think like Neheb is S tier on my rating.
Is S your highest
And
tier? What does that stand for,
yeah,
by the way?
it has, I don't know, S like for super. It's just like the Japanese version of
Okay.
like above A, I guess. And chat was or in Reddit was just like, no, it's
Kidding
only
me?
a 4-mana
The
5/4.
card's amazing. It's a 5/4 trample that lets you cycle fucking dead cards in limited. Card is incredible.
Yep, seems good to me.
All right, good. Well, we're on the same page with that. And Raoul's Outburst is also incredible. Spellguard Weird is good. Visionary is very good as well. I'm happy to play a couple of Heartfires. I don't mind a third Prophet, but I don't think I passed this year. It's between these two for me.
Yeah, I personally am still leaning towards Ral's Outburst, I think. Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, we definitely do need more spells, but I don't think it's an R set. I
I
don't
don't
think I
like
want an R
Narset all
set
that
here.
much, and I don't think it actually is very good in our deck. So, I mean, I don't know. We don't have a lot of spells yet, and it will be good later. And we
Mhm.
have some Planeswalkers that will hit, but I think Electromancer is just so good.
Yep, I think so as well. I definitely would rather have second Electromancer, and we start building around it more. Oh, I really so.
You like it or
I
don't?
mean,
I've never
yeah.
played it.
I mean, is this is this switcheroo, right? So.
All right, let's grab it. I mean, this is the deck that you would play it in, the
Yep.
blue-red deck looking for spells, and the opportunity cost is pretty low. It's either
Yep.
Mana Geode, like Manticore, or maybe splashing a Wanderer Strike or something. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to pick that
So
up.
one of my opponents. So I had turn 5 Oketra, and then they roll reversal.
Oh
I was
no,
pretty
that's
upset.
brutal.
Yeah, I was not happy. Okay, I think it's easy Chandra's Pyrohelix here for me.
Yeah.
We definitely need more spells. We need stuff that deals damage, removes stuff.
Yep. It's not a very good one. It's much worse than the Jace's one, than in my
Oh,
opinion.
the Jayas, you mean?
Yeah, Jayas, thank you. Yep. But I still think I agree exactly with your thought process there. Spells are so good for our deck.
I think for me it's quite hard to compare both of those because I think Jaya's Greeting is the best common in the set. It's better than probably
Doesn't that
most
make it?
uncommons.
I was gonna say, doesn't that make it easy to compare then? You mean the relative power level of Pyro Helix in the set isn't very clear by saying it's not as good as Jace's or
Yeah,
Jaya's rather.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I think Pyrohelix is not as good as Jaya's, but it's pretty good. Like I'm always happy with the first one.
We have a couple of good cards here again. I think this is for me second weird. 3 drops are a little low right now. This is a very nice blocker.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah,
I
happy
think
with
so
that.
for me as well.
This deck is looking really good, by the way. Oh my god. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems good.
Huh. Crush Descent here for a spell. Do you want to
Yeah,
play
for
it?
the board. For the board, probably.
Okay. I'm
Honor.
happy to main deck that. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. We would probably play like 2 or 3.
It's easy Heartfire for me.
Yep, for sure. We're basically done with our deck already.
I know our deck is so good.
Yeah, I
Uh,
totally lost. I think
totally
for me.
lost it. This card is. It'll be interesting to see with this card. This card has been played a lot against me and seems very strong when you're tempo oriented. But it was so bad in M19. I've had a really hard time like getting back to like the idea that this could be reasonable. So
Yep. hmm
so I'm happy to
I think
take
it's
that.
still a sideboard card, but yeah.
Good. That's what I think too. But I see people main deck this versus me all the fucking time. I'm
People
taking
main deck has Venus Transmutation as well. So.
Yeah, they sure do.
Ooh, demolish for the board feels good, man.
Yeah, it does. This card is a board card for me too, by the way. I don't love this
Yeah.
card. I mean, our deck is so good right now. All right,
I don't love it either.
what do we have for pack 3, pick 1 over here?
Okay. Our deck's pretty good. We just need to round
Oh.
out stuff.
It's easy. This is a dismissal.
Yep, easy dismissal for me as well. I like it.
I mean, this card is good, but we don't need it. And this card does all the things we want. It's tempo, it's spell count, it impacts the
Yep.
board. It's just really good for us. There's a part of me, if this pack was weaker or our deck was weaker, I'd consider the Prison Realm for splash, but we're nowhere near it. Our deck is really solid blue-red right now.
hmm
Card's great. I feel
We
like
can
play it
even
right often. Oh,
we can even callous dismissal our like Electromancer as well if
Yeah.
if it's ever so.
This pack is actually sick for us.
Yep.
Again, Aven Eternal is amazing. Rager's amazing. Contentious Plan is playable, though not particularly well in our deck. Soul Diviner is very good too. What would you pick though between the Eternal and the Rager? Is it just a curve question for you?
I think for me, Eternal is just a better card. Rager's very good, but I don't think it's as good as Even Eternal.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll just pick Even Eternal. It works better with like Heartfire. Works better with Roll Reversal.
Yeah, we do
All
have
these
a
other
fair
things.
number of mass synergies already. I don't know. This card has been very good to me.
Yep.
It's a surprisingly good beater at even like
Yep.
a medium style stage in the game, right? Like it often
Yep.
is doing like 3 to 5 damage for very little, like just your extra mana for a turn. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm happy with the Eternal, but I think I might have gone the other way there. How do you feel about an erotic visionary?
I think it's worse than the first Tammy's Epiphany.
Really, I would pick this every time over the first Epiphany. This card is just so
Really?
flexible
Oh
for
my
me.
goodness. Interesting. So that's a card that I think is quite reasonable and like basically just a late game. Um, but yeah, I think it's Epiphany for me still.
Try to flesh out that explanation for a minute. I'm gonna be eating, so it's gonna be
All
annoying.
right.
So to respond, but I'm kind of curious, like not to fill the space, but actually because I'm very interested in the thought process between that. For me, this would be a snap pick visionary over Epiphany. So I'm really interested to hear why you
Wow.
think
Okay.
that.
So I think that Visionary it is characteristic of one of the type of cards in this format that there's a lot of, which is what I call good filler cards. Like they're filler, but they're very very good as well. I think that Erotic Visionary is a card that you're not going to miss that much. I think that it's a card that you don't activate that much early game. Tamer's Epiphany is just raw card advantage. It is faster than Erotic Visionary as well. And I think that the first Erotic Visionary in every single blue deck is very, very good. And we have double weird as well. So
You mean the
and it's
first
also like a
Epiphany? You
non-creature.
said first visionary.
Yeah, sorry. The first Epiphany is very, very good.
That's funny. So I actually think that this is easier to activate than that most of the time. Like yeah, this is a 1 cost and it's 4, but it's a sorcery, so
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
can't react to your opponents with that. This is often your extra mana held up, and becomes very very flexible for me. It's a card I don't hate drawing late. I mean, not that I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna ever hate drawing that card late either, but for me it's like oftentimes I'm stuck with 2 mana. Oftentimes especially as blue red, I'm holding up instants that are
Mm-hmm.
situational instants, and this gives me the flexibility of not flooding. I mean, if you look at this deck too, like right now when I look at this deck, we see a bunch of mana sinks, right? We see the Spellkeeper weird, we see the draw
Sure.
cards, we see a couple instants that we're going to be holding up. We have powerful cards, but our curve ends at 5, right? And really ends at 4
Mm-hmm.
with two at 5. This is going to be a deck where we want to hit our lands consistently, but can potentially still flood. So having something like
Mm-hmm.
this to me is actually really exciting for the long-term sustainability of that. I'm certainly willing, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
guess privilege
Mm-hmm.
here. I'll take this in a heartbeat, and we'll go for that. But I don't. It's funny that you are so certain about that. To me, this is like one of the
Yeah.
better 2 drops for blue.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like for me, it's Tamer's Epiphany every single time here. Like the Visionary is not even close. So
Okay,
it was
fair.
even to the point where when you mentioned it, I was like, "Whoa, is he joking?" kind of thing. You know
Really?
what I mean?
Huh.
Yeah,
That's a very strange different in evaluation there, because most of the time it's not
definitely.
that different between players who are doing it a lot. What do you think of Invade the City for our deck?
I think I think that people can make it work. I haven't gotten to make it work. Apparently, it's good as Spellkeeper weirds and stuff. But
Well,
um,
we have an Aven Eternal, double Callous Dismissal, as well as a Honor the God Pharaoh. So not only for the spell count, but also for the number of mass synergies I was getting at. I lean towards the Pyro Helix here, but
yep.
you could
I
talk me
think
into
I'm
an
also
Epiphany or
leaning.
the Invade.
I think I'm also leaning towards the Pyro Helix because I think that we just want more things to interact with our opponents. We want a higher spell count, and I think that we first Tammy's Epiphany is already pretty reasonable, especially like double Burning Prophet and Honor the God Pharaoh. I don't think we'll have too much problems like getting card advantage after we already have one Tammy's Epiphany. I think the first Tammy's Epiphany is very important.
Hmm. Okay.
So I
So
think we want
you
Pyrohelix because we just don't have removal.
you don't hate the fact that this card right now like doesn't fucking hit shit in the format. Like two damage is okay, but it's not like this card is one of those removal cards where I'm not excited to draw that mid to late game a lot of the times. So
Yeah. I think that you can always make it work. I think that it's not as
okay.
good as Giant's Greeting, but
I like this card a lot. I don't know that I want to play it in this deck, but I do like the
Yep,
card a lot. There's a Thunder Drake
same.
here, which is interesting, and a Third Prophet. Third Prophet might be pushing it a little bit with the Thunder Drake on the table. I think I'm leaning towards Drake, but you could talk me into pretty much any one of those picks right now.
I think Thunderdrake is top 5 commons in the set. Yeah, like basically I see Thunderdrake, and if I'm blue, I just pick Thunderdrake.
I would not have. I don't put it as high as that. I think it's good, but I don't put it as quite as high as that. So, you want a Strix, the second Epiphany, or an Invader?
That is a great question. So we have 3 2-drops, like 2-drop creatures.
And 2 bounces and 2 removals.
We have so many playables. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I know. We're gonna have to make cuts for sure. Our deck is really good.
Actually, don't even know what. I like don't even want to cut a card from our deck right now. So I like all of our 4-drops. I think that adding another 4-drop is just
Greedy.
yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, I kind of
Too
agree.
much. I think we pick Strix for whatever reason. Maybe we need to board in Strixes over some higher things in some matchups.
I guess we have no sacrifice synergies for the Invader. Sure. I don't think
Yeah.
I would take the Epiphany here, but I don't value this card all that highly anyways, so I'll take
Okay.
okay. I'm happy to take Strix. That's a great card for our deck. Do you like it better than the Plating? This to me is an upgrade over a second Strix to me.
How many things does it hit here?
Let's count. We've got Rawls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits for Augur.
Was it 9 or was it 10? Let's see. 6,
I think it was 9.
7, 8, 9, 10. So I count 10 here.
What's the 10th? So counting down. Oh, the 10th is Epiphany. Yeah. Okay. 10.
Yeah, Epiphany.
Yep.
But more realistically, it's probably 9 because we're probably cutting like Teferi's Time Twist. I think
Okay.
something like that. But it's pretty good with Electromancers and stuff as well. I don't really know.
I like a high spell count with this deck. I love Izzet too, by the way. It's my favorite color combination in this format.
Okay.
All right, I'm done
Yeah.
lunch. So, bro, I mean, realistically,
Wow,
what do
you
we
ate
think?
fast as heck.
Yeah, man, for sure. Streamer, gotta eat lunch quickly.
Oh my goodness.
What are these for me? It's between plating and bolus, and I don't actually think our creatures are all that important because I think mostly they're ETB based creatures. So like,
Yep.
I don't really care about protecting them all that much. I do like the amass, and this card's okay, but I just augur here. Even if we don't end up playing it, I think it's a better,
Yep.
higher power potential. So
I mean, plating for me is still a sideboard card, so
yeah. We're way past it. We don't need globe. We have no off-color cards in our sideboard even. So
I don't imagine us playing any of these cards. So
yeah.
yeah, just pick Dawnbreaker.
I don't even hate Cyclops. I don't know if I hate it or like, I guess we probably want a mass in a deck
Yeah.
like this over that. So I don't
Yeah,
think we're playing
definitely.
it. So
Nope.
do you want a Catharsis? Maybe we steal a game with this versus some deck.
Maybe Silverwing's better.
Kind of fucking hate this card.
I like this card. I should play Silverwing a lot, especially in my non-blue decks.
Okay. You want second totally
then-
lost?
Will we ever board in a Grim Initiate against a hyper aggro deck? Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, yeah, sure. Second totally lost.
Over second Crush Descent? Was there a different? I don't know when to play Totally Lost yet, so I'll be curious to see what you say about that. Invade the City Wield. Sure.
I don't know when to play double Crush Descent either though.
Yeah, I don't. That card is a weird card for me. Okay, so our deck is phenomenal. It's kind of almost annoying how good it is because it makes a lot of it's interesting to play challenging or bizarre decks with another person on comms, but it's
Sure.
like when your deck is just amazing, you're just like, oh, okay, I'll just win.
I guess it's interesting, like talking about how to build it. Yeah, I think Invade the City comes out.
I think one of
I
these
mean, it's
guys
hard
is on
that
my
I'm just-
short list.
I think so
This
as
is just
well.
a short list for me right now, so we can work about.
Yep.
that in a
I
minute.
definitely don't want to play double Time Twist.
Yeah, I don't want to play double. I think we just straight up cut one of those right now.
Yeah, cut one of those.
I'm
Personally,
actually-
I think I cut Invade the City. What do you think here? I mean, I don't think that we still have enough.
I'm just
Still don't have enough.
I'm just quickly looking through if there's anything. I just want to make my short list of cards to cut. So these are the ones that you want to play Invade the City. What are we looking at for mass synergies? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be on my short list too, but I want to play it because I've never played it. So yeah, I guess with 4, I don't really care one way or the other. But we have 10. Remember, we have 10 spell counts. like 10 sorcery instants, which is 1 in 4 cards, which is pretty good
Yeah.
for a limited deck. Like that's pretty high.
So for me, Invade the City is almost always strictly worse than Relentless Advance.
Huh. That's a fair way of comparing it that I hadn't even thought about. Yeah, that oftentimes it is probably just worse than that, especially early game. Like, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. I don't love this card that much.
Okay.
I'd be happy to remove one of those.
Yep. I think I'm down to cut one of those as well.
Okay.
Like 4 2-drops is kind of where I want to be. 4 2-drop
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah, especially when we like it's not like we're covering for the fact we don't have any threes either. We have some threes, so like going down on those. So we still need 2 more cards out. Is this 17 land deck for you?
Yes, I think it's a 17 land deck.
Okay. Never cut to bolt.
Maybe.
Chat says keep Tibby. Chat says sure. I think time. I mean, time twist is annoyingly really good in this deck. Between double Electromancer plus what is it? Double Planeswalkers. Is
Yeah.
Jace possibly out of this deck?
Yeah. So Jace is actually a card that I'm looking at right here, or that comes in versus like slow Demir decks or something. But the way it's looking is like I think we're just killing our opponents. So it just doesn't seem like Jace is really what we want. I think.
Well, okay. I think I cut Time Twist here as much as I don't want to. It's just it has no synergies with Spellkeeper. I mean, it has synergies with the Bolus, has synergies with both of all of these guys grow off spells, so it has slight synergies there. It's an easy cast card for Drake. It helps with that, and it has synergies with both Kazmina and Electromancers. It actually is very synergetic with their deck.
Yeah, it's very synergetic.
I don't know, man, but like Jace is here. Like I kind of agree. We're probably killing our opponent, but Jace is this deck. We're gonna have the issue. Like the 17 lands is consistency. We don't have shit for flood protection. We have a little bit with the weird, right? But mostly we're not in good shape versus floods.
We have Honor the Godpharaoh. We have double Burning Prophets for scrying.
It's
We
true.
have
And
Neheb,
Kazmina.
technically,
Yeah, maybe you're
Kazmina.
right. Maybe you're right. Maybe we don't need it. I think it's just
Damage
so weird.
Epiphany
Like
as well.
this card seems fine in this deck to me. It's on my short list too, but I don't know. I
Okay.
can't. I have a hard time evaluating the power of this because I
Okay.
haven't played it and I kind of wanted to. Tibalt seems fine, but not amazing in this deck to me. It's okay. Like it's certainly with role reversal having the Baron Planeswalker, the fucking one loyalty one for swapping with role reversal is kind of amusing to me. But like these seem like gimmicky more than useful to me.
I think so. I think Tybalt's always good, and Tybalt is actually always play in red.
Okay.
I think role reversal it is a little bit memey, but I think I also think it's very very good, especially with the amount of amass we have. So definitely cards that we can cut. Like we can still cut to Teferi's Time Twist, even though it's quite good in our deck. Like we could probably even cut maybe either like a Pyro Helix, or maybe we can cut like even the Strix. Maybe
I'm happy to cut second Strix here. I think it's one of our weaker cards. You seemed pretty big on them, so I was just gonna leave it be. I don't know about the Pyro Helix or not. The downside of cutting Pyro Helix here is I think cheap instants are really what we want in this deck. Between Burning Prophet, Electromancers, and Thunder Drake, I think it's pretty valuable to have something like that. So, and also actually it synergizes really nicely with the Bolt. I mean, like the fact this is flexible damage that you can assign as you want makes it really valuable. I don't think I want to cut that. So I would be 2 from this. I'm happy with Strix out. And I think between Teferi's Time Twist and Jace here, I think Heartfire is probably good enough to keep.
I mean, I guess Heartfire's on the table then too, right?
Yeah, these 3 are on the table for me right here.
I mean, what we can do, I think, is we can start Jace, and maybe we can side it out, or we can change, or we can take it out later.
That is fair. It is a best of 3. Like, so you don't. So you're worried, for example, of a heavy aggro deck that this card isn't just isn't good enough for us compared to the rest of our deck.
I don't think I'm worried about a heavy aggro deck because I don't think a heavy aggro deck is like that good against our deck.
Okay.
But what I'm kind of scared of is like if we stumble when this could just be anything else. Is the only thing I'm scared of, but we definitely can try it. Like obviously,
situationally, like a more of a sideboard card than Jace.
I don't think so. I think role reversal, like since we just have random amass, I think that it's just gonna be very good to just swap anything good.
Okay. Well, you call it then. The one of these.
Okay. Let's see. It honestly it's probably just a Teferi's Time Twist, even though like we have a lot of with it.
Why? What's your thought there?
So I think that it's just more reactive than proactive.
Unlike Heartfire?
Like I think Heartfire can be both reactive and proactive.
Well,
so like
Teferi's Time Twist with Electromancers, Kazmina, and Jace presumably is pretty proactive too.
I guess so.
Also,
It just feels
profits.
it just feels harder to use Teferi's Time Twist.
Okay. All right. Well, as I said, you are the point of this is for some diversity of thought. So let's take a look at this. I think this would be slightly different than I would have drafted and picked. I think I wouldn't have an Epiphany in this deck, and I would have the 1/3 Visionary in this deck. Although I might have picked up second Epiphany when it came by cheap. And
Second or third, yeah.
yeah. But the rest of this looks and I don't know about roll reversal. I don't know if I would have drafted this. So I want to see how powerful it plays out to be. That would be very interesting for me. So what are we calling this? What's the deck name?
Chat, help us.
How about erotic? Erotic is it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this deck is sick, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Sold. Chat, help us. I'll tell you what, Chat. If you come up with a better one in the next 30 seconds, we'll keep it. So they often do, which is the nice part about chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Chat's so smart.
Chat is collectively very smart, and individually
Jizzet.
occasionally smart.
Brady said Jizzet.
Jizzet.
That's gotta be the name.
All right, fine. I don't know what that will do for my Twitch standing, but I'm sure that will be. My sponsors will appreciate that one.
All right, I like that.
Okay. Sold. All right. 9/8 looks pretty good. We do have a mix. We do want more blue. That seems fine to me. Okay.
I think so.
Is there any way this deck doesn't get 5 besides land screw?
I mean, the power level in this format's pretty high. I'm like never surprised if a deck just doesn't make it, but
I'd be surprised if this deck doesn't make it. Deck is really, really, really sick. I mean, I guess we're missing Jaya's Greetings. We're missing damage that hits creatures with toughness more than 2 or 3. We're missing a couple, like, it would be nice with 2 Pyro Helixes to actually have, what is it? Is it Jaya?
Jaya herself.
Yeah, it would be very nice to have with a couple of the Pyro Helixes in our deck. But yeah, I don't know. Like, we have early game creatures. I'm not expecting to get run over very often. We have fairly synergetic value cards as a whole between both draw, planeswalkers, and removal. I guess I'm most worried about big creature decks.
I mean, but we have 2 Calcis missiles and a roll reversal, so like it can't be that bad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the deck seems very well-rounded.
Always play first in this format.